Mark here for Whiskey Whistle. Aberlour A'Bunadh, a famous sherry bomb, cask strength. Here I've got 56 and 59. Which one's right for you? Stay tuned and watch the Aberlour A'Bunadh Whiskey Whistle. Hey folks, Mark here at Whiskey Whistle, your wise choice in independent whiskey and spirits reviews. This is an Aberlour A'Bunadh special with 2 batches of Aberlour A'Bunadh. That's batch 56, this one right here, 61.2%. Let's get it poured. And I just finished a live on these, in fact. So we'll get that done. And then after that, the very next review is going to be Aberlour A'Bunadh 18-year-old. That's from the Patreon patron, whose name is Dominic. Dominic, thanks very much for that. All right, batch 59 now. Now every batch is different, and they actually make a point of letting people know on the canister, which I've got way over here. Here we are. That it says right here, as Aberlour A'Bunadh is released in small batches, the flavors may vary slightly from one bottling to another, and this is very true. And let me just demonstrate the difference there. Now, I would guess that these are around about 7 years old, possibly 8, maybe even only 6. Anyway, if you know about how old these are, I'd love to hear from you. So let me know in a comment if you wouldn't mind. And this is 56 now, 61.2% ABV. And here is batch 59, 59. Okay, so 56 here, batch 59, and that's 60.9% ABV. So very similar, but I don't know if you can notice the color there, but what a difference in color. And if you're wondering why my glasses are a little bit on the messy side, well, again, that's because I just finished a live for these ones. Anyway, so 56 and 59 right there. 56 is noticeably darker, much darker than the 59. But don't let that fool you. That doesn't mean that it's going to be sweeter. It doesn't mean that it's going to be better for you. What's better for you is what you enjoy when you taste it in the glass. The color is something that you should just enjoy as a thing of beauty. And I'm guessing now, since these are different in color, my guess would be that it's natural. If it weren't natural, then they would probably try to make it about the same color batch to batch. There could be a tint, a little hint of colorant added, but if so, such a small amount that it's imperceptible in terms of the taste. All right, so let's start with 56 here. We'll go with it neat first, then we'll try it with water, and we'll check out the color, which we just did. The legs, we'll check out the legs now. Then we'll have a look at the taste, the palate, the nose, the palate, and the finish for Aberlour batch 56. Okay, so what kind of legs are we going to get here with this batch? Again, batch 56. Ready for the leg show? All right, here we go. Yeah, not a whole lot happening there for legs. That's really interesting. Is that because it's very slow? Yeah, kind of slow. There's a couple of things starting right over there. Very slow and really hanging onto the glass. Interesting. Okay, that could be because I already had 1 glass full, and so there's a bit of residue on the glass. That may be why. All right, on to the nose for 56, batch 56, Aberlour A'Bunadh. So potent. This will knock your nose to pieces. Oh my. Whew. That needs to sit for a little bit. Well, while we sit then, let's have a look at the 59. And we'll do the same thing. We'll have a look at the legs for 59 then. Okay. Okay, some legs starting there now. This one has a little bit more definition in the legs, doesn't it? And that's interesting because it's actually lower in ABV, lighter in color. Anyway, okay, so the nose now for batch 59. Much more approachable. It's sweet, it's not so harsh. I get so much alcohol here on the 56. Oof. Very volatile. All right. 59. Not as flavorful, not as scent rich, if that makes sense. But not nearly as overpowering on the nose. Okay. Let's go back to that 56 and we'll smell it very gently. And I get a lot of raspberry on this one. Raspberry, a hint of cinnamon, not really much in the way of vanilla. And I wonder about the casking. This actually may be American casks, even though this is Spanish Oloroso sherry matured. Okay, matured exclusively in Spanish Oloroso sherry butts. That's what it says there. Same on both of them. All right, on to the palate for batch 56. Cheers. It is extremely dry, extremely tart, very astringent, and not exactly in a pleasant way. Neat. Again, the flavors, I'm getting lots of raspberry. I'm getting some oak influence, the tannins, very heavy tannins. And color-wise, again, I don't know if we looked at that, but it's quite a bit darker. So that's interesting. So that may have been a much more active cask. Possibly that cask just had a much more of a tannic influence on this whiskey than others. This one much more to the golden hue. Again, let's check out the nose again with this one. This is 59. A little bit more rich. A little bit of cocoa. Yes, some cinnamon, but a bit of nutmeg also. Very interesting. But the nose is much subtler. This one has a little bit more also raisin. Like a fresh bag of raisins when you just open it. This one, maybe some dried cherries. Now, I remarked in the live that I preferred the nose to the 56 than to the 59. However, I'm a little bit turned off with that overpowering alcohol waft and the sheer sourness and astringency that's coming through on that nose. That's going right up my nostrils, and it's like daggers just sticking in my nose. Okay. 59 now, the palate. Cheers, everyone. Much more approachable on the palate. Strawberries and raspberries. Some cinnamon, yes. A bit of vanilla. The finish also is really not too dry. Medium dry, medium sweet. Back to that 56. For someone like me, it's almost like an assault on my senses. And again, not especially in such a great way. And I'll tell you right now, from my experience with this, and also on my live stream on that just recently, this really needs some water. So we're going to add 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 of my little teaspoonfuls of water. And that'll take that well below 40, I think. Especially given I've only got about 12 milliliters left there. And you can watch that. It's going to get cloudy as we sit here. And then to this 59, batch 59 of Aberlour A'Bunadh, we're going to add Just one good spoonful. Maybe one and a little dash. There we go. Okay, so much less water added for 59. And that's something that you'll have to play with and decide yourself once you try the whiskey. Of course, the first thing you'll do is try it neat. That first glass neat should give you an indication as to how much water you may need. And, well, if you try it with a neat and then with water and you're not happy, put that in the back of your cupboard and leave it for a couple of months. Okay, the 56 now with water added. A fair bit of water added, and the nose is no longer causing me sensual pain. It is still predominantly raspberry, but a bit of sugar added, a little bit of cinnamon, maybe a mint sprig. Oh yeah, and then those raisins are there too, that bag of raisins. So you really want to add some water to this 56. Have you tried the 56, batch 56 of Aberlour A'Bunadh? If so, please let me know in a comment and tell me what you think of this batch. Now, I mentioned I paid 130,000 won here in Korea for this, and it really smarts. It really hurts that I spent so much and yet I didn't really enjoy it all that much. What I can say now is, now I know how to enjoy this. I didn't really know that so well until recently. And it definitely improved as I went down the bottle. So that first third, I was furious. I wanted to return the bottle. Have you ever felt that way? I felt that way once before in my life with a bottle of Cont'd, American Oak, which I bought a few months before I started this channel, so I never had a chance to review it, and I will never review it because I really think that's, in my estimation, it's not a product that that I enjoy so much. It's very popular, however, and a lot of people do like it. I do have an Cont'd here, which again I have to review very soon. So that'll happen soon. All right, the 56 now with a lot of water added. A little bit of mild cocoa added to that raisin and raspberry cinnamon scent with a hint of mint. All right, the palate. Cheers, everyone. I've pretty much hit the sweet spot. I'm going to add one little dash of water. I'm getting, again, a little hint of nutmeg here, which I didn't get when it was neat. Predominantly cinnamon. The fruit is heavily raspberry. And these are raspberries that are very tart. Imagine a raspberry coulis, and having that with, oh, what's that pudding called? That milk-based pudding. Oh, it's white. What's it called? I forget. Anyway, a milk pudding. I think it's a Spanish or Italian kind of treat with this raspberry coulis added, and just enough sweetness to make it enjoyable. I wish it were slightly sweeter than this, however. The finish is quite long. Again, very tart, very dry. All right, now the 59. Oh, much sweeter. So sweet. Again, just add a dash of water to that 59 and you really get something that really sings in the glass. Sweet nutmeg, hint of cinnamon, very ripe strawberries. Oh, and the wood, I think there's a bit of, I really smell some European oak here on the 59. I don't get that in the 56. It's luscious. Sweet and tart. It's actually a little bit more tart now than it was neat, but in a way that really makes it very juicy, very mouth-watering, very delicious. Again, nutmeg, strawberry, a hint of mint, some ginger, and the finish is longer than the 56, a bit more balanced, still leaves my mouth very fresh, very minty in fact. Kind of like sweet spearmint perhaps, and a bit of pepper hitting my throat here right now. Altogether a much more engaging experience than the 56. Alright, now let's get on the WhiskyWhistle whiskey scores for these two batches at the same time. I've never done that before, I'm doing that now. One reason is because I just don't have the time left here in Korea to do two separate reviews of these. So, batch 56 of Aberlour A'Bunadh, I'm going to give that 82 out of 100. You heard right, 82 is the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for batch 56, pardon me, of Aberlour A'Bunadh. I suggest you leave it in the back of your cupboard opened for a while. You know, pour out a dram, put the cork back on, but you know, leave it in the back of your cupboard, and you should drink that with a fair amount of water to really enjoy it. Batch 56, the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for batch 56. What's that going to be? Well, it's going to be 89 out of 100. Yes, you heard right. 89 out of 100 is the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for batch 59 of Aberlour A'Bunadh. This was great right from the get-go for me. A bit sweeter. With water, you get a bit of tartness and some other flavors that come through on it. So very, very nice. Am I factoring in the price I paid? I'm trying not to, but $130 in Korea, no. 63 at duty-free, yeah, absolutely. So in Winnipeg, this one goes for, they both go for $100 Canadian plus taxes. So I think you get up to $112 after tax. And I would do that one for sure. This one, probably not, to be honest. Anyway, so 82 for batch 56, 61.2% ABV, darker in color, maybe a slightly better nose, but batch 59, 60.9% ABV, and a much more well-rounded experience for that one. So anyway, so that's the WhiskyWhistle whiskey scores and the review for Aberlour A'Bunadh 56 and 59. Thanks for watching. Don't forget about my Twitter account and my Instagram at WhiskyWhistle. Also, would you like to help me improve this channel and lift it up and get things, you know, get the tech great and get some good ideas from you? Then join me on Patreon. Patreon.com/WhiskyWhistle. Patreon/WhiskyWhistle. Become a patron. You'll get the WhiskyWhistle newsletter every month. You also get the Patreon Patron Priority Pass, giving you ad-free access before anybody else gets to watch my reviews. All right? Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Stay tuned for the next review. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Whiskey Whistle. Be sure to subscribe and don't forget to give this video a like and leave a comment down below. Be sure to stay tuned next time to join me, the host of the show, Mark, as I explore more whiskeys with you. Take care now, and we'll see you next time.